Hello everybody, this is Benjamin again. I was born in 1991 in Zurich, Germany. I grew up with my mother and my father till I was 4 years old. When my father left the house, my mother, to survive, had 3 jobs. And she met Renee, and Renee was a janitor in a school. And with Renee's plans to move to South Africa, and my mother too, to move back to closer to her homeland, because she's a double cultured. She has a father from Africa, and she wanted to go back to see her roots and to live in her roots. Also, the sunlight and the climate's difference. So we moved back in 1999 with my 2 brothers and my mother and her boyfriend. We moved to South Africa. In South Africa, her boyfriend had a company called Shade Tech, but Shade Tech didn't work that well, so the company had to close down. So again, we were struggling and working double jobs and moving a lot. So I moved like 15 times at that point when it came about to 2004. I've been to 15 different schools by then already, or 10 different schools by then already. My mother couldn't move back to Angola because my grandfather was a rebel, a freedom fighter for Angola. Our family didn't always have the best reputation, because many people were earning money off of the oppression. So as our grandfather being a main character in the freedom fighting of Angola, it wasn't always safe for our family to go back, but we moved close. We moved to South Africa. That's where I grew up for my most important times of my life, or the ones that I remember the most. I experienced there my whole teenage life. I grew up in Cape Town. I moved out there with 16 years old because my mother and my 2 brothers, we were not coming along that well with each other. So we decided to move back to Switzerland to our father, who had promised that he'll look after us. And we came to Switzerland back in 2007. And when we arrived in Switzerland, my father, he had a vision of how it would be, and had also a fixed way that he would like it to be. For that reason, we could not fully, or were not fully able to give him what he wanted or what he expected from us, and we did not get what we wanted or expected from him. So it didn't work out between us neither. So my father put us into a home. First I was in Schlupfus in Zurich. From Schlupfus I moved to Heizenholz, a WG home. And then I lost my Tagesstruktur. I didn't go to school anymore because my elder brother was on the streets for the past year already. And when he was on the streets, on my way to school, I would always stop and get out and drink with him and forget school and forget life, because life was just not easy to look at. Didn't want to look at life. And then I came to a point where I just left school, and then I was kicked out of the home. And then when I was kicked out of the home, I got a second chance in Obstgarten. In Obstgarten, it didn't work out again. I couldn't find the Tagesstruktur. And then I was just kicked out everywhere, moved to the streets, from place to place, did what I knew best, live on the streets and have no stability, no ground, live into the water, living into a river without no stream. And that's where I landed, the streets.